Alright guys, so we just picked up this new Kyosho Mad Wagon, 1/10 scale basher monster truck. Some of you may know that 1/10 scale monster trucks are my favorite RC vehicle to run, just because their size is reasonable. They can be extremely fast, lots of tricks, wheelies, backflips, and most of them are pretty durable. We're going to see the size of this one and get an idea what it's like. I do like the fact that this one it's a brushless system, and it's a completely all new design from Kyosho. I haven't watched too many videos on this, so I got a pretty unbiased view at this point. They do have a brand new chassis they just did. It's got aluminum main plate chassis. Everything on it is new. I don't think any of it is really used from any other platform. Looks like it has good bracing, and we will go from there. We do know that they have decent electronics in here, so we'll just take a quick look at the box. The box art from Kyosho is always really nice looking. We got the black body, type 1. It also comes in a blue body. You can see down here. I thought the black looked a little bit better. The box, flipping around here real quick and look at the features on the side. They have a lot of stuff that's gone into this one. You can see it has the plastic chassis brace here. Most everything's plastic except for that aluminum chassis brace. So we'll start over here. It's got the Syncro transmitter, which is common. Really nice transmitter, comfortable, lots of adjustments. The servo is a 9 kilogram metal geared waterproof servo. We got a 2850 kV brushless motor. Looks like it's a long can, which will be nice. We have the Brains 10 Plus, waterproof ESC. I don't know what the 10 Plus stands for. I know that the Mad Van had the Brains 10. I don't think it was a 10 Plus. This one might be the 80 amp, where the other one was a 60 amp. That's probably what it is. It is basically a Hobby Wing rebranded Max 10. You can see the main chassis is a shaft driven with slipper in the center, no differential. Oil filled plastic shocks that use shock clips. They're not threaded. 4-gear differentials. This is a nice upgrade. The Mad Van VE did not have 4-gear. It was only 2, and the durability on the internal gears was a little, and it looks like it runs all new ring and pinion gears, different than any of the others. It says that they're from the Neo Inferno, so it's got 8-scale buggy components built into it. It does have slipper clutch, double wishbone suspension, adjustable wheelie bar, new tires, new body. We'll get this thing open and see what it looks like inside. Holy. Alright, let's get into this. I can tell right now we need to do some suspension adjustment. Look at how bouncy that front end is. It's actually hitting the table. So all in all, I think the thing looks pretty sweet. It's not quite. It's black and dark charcoal, some gray and white. Kind of a crazy scheme. Not a fan of the paint job. Check out it's got a plastic front grille, looks like, with light buckets for LEDs. Nice bumper. Before we get too much into the truck, let's just see what it comes with. Of course, we got an owner's manual and a bind plug. Yeah, so we got the manual. It's just standard issue. Kyosho has Japanese and English and a bunch of other languages all mixed together, but it is pretty detailed about everything you need. Their manuals are usually pretty good, similar to a Tamiya, with all the extra languages, because they're sold everywhere. Take a look at what we got for the controller. This is a very common controller. Let's see what we got here first. Oh, very nice. Pretty nice. It comes with an aluminum hex driver. I don't know if it's a hardened tip, I'm going to assume so. Pretty nice. I'm guessing the majority of the hardware on this truck is going to all be 2mm, so that's pretty nice. Also comes with a 4-way wrench, but it's not your typical 4-way wrench. Also a little bit nicer looking. It's like this looks like, so we got an 8, a 10, a 7, and a 5.5. See what we got in here. Well, we got extra shock pistons for tuning, I'm guessing, if we need. Shock spacers, just a few. It looks like just huge ones. Oh, there's a couple small ones. We got another 4-way wrench, turnbuckle wrench, and 4. It looks like a 2mm, a 2.5, and a 3mm hex wrench, along with the wrench they provide with you. I'm not sure exactly what these blocks are. I'm guessing they could be for battery spacers or whatnot. So a few little extra parts there. And then got the controller. So this is the Syncro. It's the same as they have on their others. It comes with the Mad Van. It looks the same to me. They have a nice ergonomic wheel. This controller feels huge in the hand, so for little kids this controller is going to be pretty big, but it does feel pretty nice. It has throttle trim, steering trim, it has dual rates, endpoint adjustment, reverse, throttle reversing, steering reversing, on and off. Does not come with AA's. You have to provide your own, so it takes 4 AA's. So that's a pretty common controller. Transmitter, pretty common transmitter. I'm guessing that's 3-channel. Yeah. So after we got that stuff out of the way, let's take a once over of the truck. Overall, I like the feel of the tires. They are a little blocky and not siped or have many grooves in them, so they'll probably wear really well on pavement. It's a good all-around. They might, on really loose gravelly surfaces, they might drift around, but they are soft. Probably going to balloon pretty good. Some nice good looking wheels. They kind of are similar to a Steely wheel or something, maybe mag wheel, you know, old school looking, so they're kind of cool. They have a satin inside, or matte, and then they have the glossy outer ring. So let's take the body off. It does have some rub rails here. Those should hold up fairly well and keep the rear corners from getting too dinged up. It's too bad they didn't do a little something here, but that's okay. I purchased this truck because I was so impressed with how durable the Mad Van was, even though it was kind of an undersized 1/10 scale, and I had a blast with that thing for its size. Did quite a few videos. You can check those out if you want. The Mad Van VE I would highly recommend for anybody, and extremely easy to work on. It has a few, the body's a little thin, but anyway, that's the reason I decided to go with this. Check this truck out. Get the body off. So the inside of the body, you can see the bolt-in reinforcement here. And then we've got light buckets that you can put lights in, so that'd be pretty cool if you're into lights. I would say the body is not thick. Medium grade, heavier than the Mad Van. Not as thick as, say, a rival MT-10. We're looking at this brand new together. So there's a servo saver built in. It looks like it's, from first impressions, it looks like it's maybe not adjustable. I don't see a knurled wheel. It is bell crank setup. Adjustable turnbuckles for the steering. Upper plastic links. Kind of got like an I-beam shape to them. There is a little bit of flex in them. Not too much. Not too much. The bumper. Oh yeah, it's fairly flexible. There's the shocks, just adjustable like that. Let's see what we got for. I think it's just the dampening that's wrong. It's actually sitting at a decent level underneath the chassis anyway. So we might need to just change the oil. We'll give it a drive, but I'm pretty sure that's going to have to be done. Adjustable body mounts. So it can go way up or down, so you can jack the body up higher. That's a nice feature because you can use a bunch of different bodies. Same with the rear. You can actually take it down, so you could fit a truck body on here instead of an SUV. I'll probably just have to chop off the bottoms of the body mounts. It's got all hex hardware. So we got plastic drive shafts, front and rear. Very common for this size of vehicle. We'll see how they hold up. Usually plastic drive shafts are the weak point of almost every vehicle, like the Haas, the MT8, rival MT8, or MT10, not the MT8, the rival MT10. Plastic universal drive shafts front and rear. So we got this 2850 kV motor, which is nice to see this motor. I was hoping they weren't putting the 4000 kV in here that they had in the Mad van. So this motor, we'll see how it performs. There's your receiver box. You can see this extra heavy duty upper brace. I mean, there's no flexibility in this thing at all. Nice plastic brace. It kind of gives it the effect that it's an all molded chassis, but it's not. You look underneath and we have an aluminum main plate here that is all countersunk. It is a little bit of an elevated chassis, so that's actually nice. It gives you a little bit better ground clearance, but this one is still fairly low profile. I mean, we're talking maybe 1/4 of an inch in elevation. Has some nice skids. We'll see how they hold up. Get it up and over and see how those side plates are bolted on. The arms look nice and beefy. They have no webbing in them. They're solid and they're fairly, let's see, I don't know if you can see that. Everything seems to be fairly flexible. Always like to do that on a new car, just kind of test out. Just make sure we're not too stiff. They feel a little stiff, but we'll see how they hold up. Now, the wheelie bar is adjustable. You can see that here. Goes up or down. Wheelie bar, I wouldn't say it's super extra beefy or anything. Could also be removed. No problem. Let's pull the wheels off and see. Take a look at the hubs. You can't even see in there. Just a plastic wheel with the 12mm hex, so this will fit standard monster truck tires. Pretty sure no problem. You can see how flexible that is now. So that's good. If you want some flexibility in a basher, looks like we got full ball bearings. The steering arm is aluminum, and it's captured on both ends, so it's aluminum on both sides, so shouldn't have any problems with this area here breaking at all. If tie rods hold up, if anywhere it's going to break, it's probably going to be here where these attach, and you can see those are completely bolted all the way through. That looks pretty heavy duty. Again, I see bearings, I see some hinge pins with an E-clip. Maybe they looks like they thread in this side, E-clip on this side to keep them in. Okay, so we opened it up. So to get the gear cover off, you have to remove these 5 screws. Actually, I don't think you have to remove, yeah, you have to remove the 5 screws, 3 on top, 2 on the bottom. This one here is keyed to the motor plate. Other thing I just noticed is they have a a support back here underneath the motor, because this is a long can motor. All these components are plastic, so when you land forward down, hit some bad landings, you're going to get flex in the motor. If you can see under here, there is a nice little cradle underneath to keep that motor from bouncing. That's actually a nice little feature. Not too many people would even notice, because a lot of like the Haas, the Haas has a problem. A lot of vehicles, especially with the longer can motors, they get a little heavy and they have all that leverage. They start bending and stuff. So that's actually a nice feature. You can see that it's adjustable. So you look in the manual and you find out which letter matches with the pinion size you want to run, and you just twist it to that, and it's preset. You don't need to guesswork, you don't need to adjust it, it's already preset. It looks like a 13 tooth pinion to me. That's what I'm counting, so that's the way it's set up here. And then the motor plate just goes in, locks into place, can't move around. So that should be pretty good. We have a metal spur in there. Looks like, oh, we do have an upper aluminum steering plate. I didn't really notice that. So far, there's quite a few features on this that I see that I like. I don't know about that battery tray. We got Dean's connector. This should be a programmable speed controller too, to adjust some punch and things like that. I don't know if it works with the Hobby Wing card, but I think that they do. It has Velcro straps, which is preference. I don't know about that battery box. Let's see what we got to fit in there. Okay, so it looks like 3S hard packs are out of the question for this truck, which is a real bummer, to be honest with you. I don't know why you would make a car that you can't fit a 3S hard pack in. So it looks like 2S for me for the first couple of runs, because all of my packs are 3S this thick. I've got 4 different packs here. None of them will fit. I don't have any soft packs. I never run them. So we will have to see what else we got. I'm sure a 2S is going to fit. No hard pack will fit, no problem. So right out of the gate I can see that that's a problem. Most people that I know run hard packs, so bummer. As soon as I figure out what batteries will fit in here nicely, I will let you guys know on an update after we give it a run on 2S. I'll find a 3S pack that'll fit in here. Break out our calipers here. Let's get an idea what this battery tray is. The battery tray is 1.27, so 1.25 inches is all you're going to fit, or do that again. Millimeters is how batteries are measured. 32 millimeters. You gotta have a little bit of wiggle room because the battery straps, so you're gonna be 31.9 ish, somewhere in there. As far as side to side is as thick as you're gonna get in there, and length is gonna be 143 millimeters or 5.63 inches. I don't think the length is a problem. Wire routing may be an issue, so you're going to want to make sure you get a battery where the wire is coming straight out and not this direction out the side of the pack, because it's going to hit the side of the chassis or the battery box. So you're going to want to get one that comes out of the end, and it looks like you can either run it this way or that way. I was thinking this way because this is super long. Yep, that's the only bummer I see. Everything looks pretty good. I mean, it's a nice new design. The battery thing is a little bit of a bummer, but maybe we can oversee that. I can't wait to get this thing out and bash it. Weather is really crappy and extremely cold, so it's probably going to be a week or so before I can take this thing out and get it running. I don't think it's fair to run a vehicle in 5-degree weather or below and give it a fair assessment on durability when it's all plastic. Plastic gets brittle when it's cold, so I'm hoping we can get at least some 40-degree weather days, and we'll go take it out and give it a rip. All in all, I think it's a pretty good looking truck. Has a few drawbacks, but it also has some good features. Yeah, please like, subscribe, and share. Let me know what you think of the Mad Wagon. Just your first impressions. Thank you.